Recall information lets you personalize your form to each respondent by calling back some details that you have about them. You can recall things like their name or email address, answers to previous questions, or even enrichment data that you've collected in your form. Let's check out 5 ways that you can use recall information in Typeform. You can use recall information to call respondents by their name. Here I have a form with a few questions. The first question is asking for name and email, and the following questions are asking about interior design. Okay, so let's say that after they answer question 1, we want to recall their name in the next question. All you have to do is hit the @ symbol. This will pull up all of the questions that you've already asked them so that you can recall them here. If you have URL parameters or enrichment turned on in your form, you can also recall that information here too. Here, I'll choose question 1, where I ask for their name. Now, when they fill in their name in question 1, it'll automatically populate in the next question. You can also pipe in answers from other types of questions too. In question 2, I ask about preferred color palette, and in question 3, I ask about interior design preferences. Next, in question 4, I ask, now that we know your preferred style and color palette, but instead of saying preferred style and color palette, I'll recall information from questions 2 and 3 so that it's referencing back to what they answered earlier. Just don't forget to check that your sentence still sounds coherent with the information recalled. Now, after they've responded to question 3, they'll see their preferred color palette and style referenced in question 4. Recall information is also a great way for respondents to gut check answers to previous questions. For example, in this order form, I can recall information from each question so that respondents can make sure that they made the right selection before moving on to the payment question. And take note, you can only recall information from questions that you've already asked. Again, once they fill in the form, they'll see a summary of their selection here. You can also recall variables like price, score, or any custom variable that you've added in your form. In the same order form, I'll recall the price variable, totaling up the order at the end of the summary. When respondents fill in this form, they'll see the total price on the summary page. Maybe you want to send a follow-up message to your respondents after they've filled in your form. Under Workflow and Messages, you'll be able to see the follow-up message that I've set up here. Once the trigger and action have been set, you can customize the follow-up message with any of the information that you've collected about your respondents. You can greet them by name, provide a summary of their answers, and here can even recall information about the form itself. When respondents get their message, they'll be able to see all of the info that you've included from their form. For more ways on how to use recall information and the features mentioned here, check out our Typeform Help Center. Keep things personal with Typeform.